We're going to skip the pages here where Leonard's book teaches us about the E minor, G, C, and D7 chords, since we've already worked on these for some time ourselves. But at Simple Gifts, they give a rhythm on those chords that they'd like to suggest. I've written that here on the bottom of the page. The little staples again are down strums, the V's are ups, and they represent quarter notes and eighth notes, with the V, the up strum, being on the second half of an eighth note pair. In your book, this would be lines 89 and 90 on probably page 38. I've written the song here. Again, there's not much to talk about. All of the interesting elements in the melody we've seen in other songs and talked about it at length, but I'll run through a few just to get you started again. We have our treble clef, fixing the G note on the second line of the staff, an F sharp throughout the song, meaning we're in the key signature of G, 4/4 time signature, we count to 4 in every bar, and as a fraction, if you set this as 4 quarters, that means we're getting the equivalent of 4 quarter notes in a bar, meaning quarter notes get the beat. We have a pickup note. I've actually turned it into a pair of pickup notes on beat 4 and 4 and on this D just to accommodate the words. They are "'tis a gift." So here I want the eighth notes, although Leonard only has a quarter. It's a really nice song in terms of the flowing melody. We see the same items that we've seen since Danny Boy. This G note on a G chord is a chord tone. The B, G, and B on the E minor are chord tones. A, sitting here between the G and the B, would be a passing tone, as is the C at the end of the bar on the E minor chord. It goes up to a D, a chord tone on the G chord. G has a D note, a D note, a B note, and a G note as chord tones, and it passes through C's and A's as non-chord tones. This is the theme of the song all the way through. On the D chord, we have an F sharp. This again is a chord tone on D. It's the leading tone in G, and that F sharp is located on the 4th string, 4th fret. You can practice naming your notes through the song, starting here, D, D, G, G, A, B, G, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, G. If you could do that line smoothly, I'd discontinue that and figure you're fine. We could also count it. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. We could skip to the bottom line and test that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and, the eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. That's a half note on the G. So those are all the elements you have in your melody. They've also written a counterpoint. There's a counter melody which is written as a harmony to the upper melody. I have not figured out any way that I can play tracks in this format, so I'm not going to be able to play both of these together. What I will do is run through the melody once or twice with you, and then I'll play it again where I'm doing the counter melody, and you can play the melody to it and hear the harmony for that. When you practice that counter melody, you can work it out against the melody that I record. As always, don't try to play through a song all the way through. Play one bar even if that's what it takes to get good at it. We count to 3. I'm going to play the pair of Ds, although your book only has one D. 1, 2, 3, 4, and G, G, A, B, G, B, C, D, D, C, B. There's a good phrase to work on. If you can get all the way to the end of that phrase, I'd practice that for a while. Thinking, as always, chord tones and passing tones. If that's fine, we pick up at the end of that bar where it goes A, G, and then these A's. Eighth note on the 4 and, 3, 4, and A's, slower quarter notes. That probably takes some work for you to get that F sharp. You can slide your ring finger out to it if you like, but you're better off training the pinky on this one. So now we have 2 phrases. I'd run those again. I've landed on this low D, This next D basically starts a repeat. I'll hit that one and play the next phrase. So far the same. At this point, if you've gotten good at the first 4 bars, then you're good at 6. And you may have to recover some note reading here on the last couple of bars of the phrase. I'll pick it up at the A, G. Up here you had 4 A's on that part. So you have to break that habit for this part. Which means you may have to play that several times. This is actually page 1 of the song and the top line of page 2. I've put a double bar line at the next section. Hal Leonard just has that prepared as your 4th line. A lot of students will have a little trouble there. They've been used to playing 1/8 notes and quarters. Now we have to hold that D note, a chord tone on G again, for 2 full beats. So I'll count 3, 4 and start that one. 3, 4. 1, 2, B. Once again, that's a good phrase to work on. D, B, B, A, B, C, B, A, G. That took me to my open G. Next phrase starts on that G and goes up the scale again. That one I should probably save that D note for a pickup, as I've done with all beat 4s whenever I stop. But I just love it as an ending note to that bar. Here's this page again with your 4 bars from the high D note. B, B, C, D. Next chunk starts on a G note. It's got a very similar feeling to the first parts of the song. Again, we've got this hymn format where we really have A, B, and A. We've done this new section, which would be the B section. And now we're into an A section again. It bears lots of similarities to the previous ones, but a few little changes. So work on that again, phrase by phrase, bar by bar. Maybe an 1/8 note passage needs a little work right at the beginning. Give that a try again. D, G, G, A, B. Are you good at that yet? Then try to continue. If you have trouble there, pick it up at the B to G. Now I'm good for about 9 notes. Try the next bit. Make sure you work your songs out like that. Once again, I'll just reiterate that I never did that. I would play a song over and over and over again, and I'd find that there's 10 hard spots in the song, and I would just keep playing the song and hope that those would get better. It takes me quite a while to actually start focusing on each idea and figuring out this one needs more work than the others. The rhythm of the song would be this repeating pattern. They wanted G, down, down, up. Halfway through the bar, the first bar there, we switch to E minor, down, up, down, up. I've written simile here, meaning same rhythm on the G chord. That gave me my first line up here. They want the same rhythm on the D, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. G to E minor as we started. D, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And and one slightly different rhythm on the CCG. They've asked us to play three down strums, C, C, and G. By the time you get to the B section, you return to the strumming pattern. I won't be doing that, as I'll do some chording to accompany my melody here. Once again, I'm going to try to go at a slow enough tempo that it would make sense for you to play this after a few days or a week of practice. I'm still playing the eighth notes on the D note here, where you only have a single one. You can do either way yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. D chord. G to E minor. B section. And here is the harmony part. You can play over top of this background section. 1, 2, 3. C, G. Did you notice the parts where the counterpoint is playing quarter notes, say on this D chord, while you're playing eighth notes? You'll have to hear this in the background. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't lock to that, you'll be playing eighth notes over that. So you have to break away from the rhythm player to do your own part. And play quicker notes than they are. That's a bit of a challenge, and it's a fun one to work out. Unfortunately, I can't help you with it here, so you'll have to try it on your own and hopefully make it work. Thanks for working on that one with me, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.